YouTube. It's me again with more of the Invisible Hours. Let me switch these. There we go. Okay. We're 70% done with the game. But we're on the final chapter, I believe. So, let's see where we are. It's been a couple nights since I last played.
Is anybody here? Hello?
Florus Luckett.
It came from in there.
They were doing a seance.
Is that no one leaves the circle once we begin. I have to go.
Forgive me, Mr. Swan, but why would Tesla pay to have a blind assistant?
We all know who it was. It was this godforsaken animal.
Okay. We've been through this. Just go ahead and end this chapter and see where we are. I think we saw everything for everyone here, but just in case, we'll see what we're missing. Okay. For Tesla, well, everyone was downstairs, but his body is most likely still there. We pretty much know where he was the entire time there. Flora, we watched all the way through. Now, the butler, about this much, we're not sure what happened with him. Now, of course, we know what happens with Vandenberg. He got stabbed and died. Edison murdered him. But that doesn't make Edison the murderer of Tesla, which is the case we're actually trying to solve. Let's see here. We basically know what was happening throughout here, but we'll look through this empty space. Wait a minute. She is pink. Yeah, we know where she was. And we know where Mundy was. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to here, basically watch through Swan's portion through here from 6:28 to roughly about 6, 1, 2, 3, 4-ish, 3 to 4-ish. So that's about 5 minutes worth of his time. So let's go ahead and get started.
Forgive me, Mr. Swan, but why would Tesla pay?
After that, we'll be ready for the final chapter.
secret door.
How may I help you, sir?
Mr. Swan, did you let each of the guests in personally?
Yes, sir. All except for Miss White. She came with you.
Okay.
Right. And when you opened the door, could somebody else have snuck in behind them? Maybe somebody we don't know about?
I don't know, sir.
Forgive
All
me,
right, let's
Mr. Swan, but why
fast
would
forward a bit.
Tesla- When
Okay, let's follow Swan here, because he was outside in the rain. That was actually pretty nice lighting right there. Okay, so now why is he here? Did that start that machine? Yeah, I think it might have started up that machine.
I only thought that
That detective.
it did not even mention
Flora Sluckett.
Okay, someone stuck a key in that door. I'm not sure who it was. I think that's what we're going to find out next. Okay, so we know what happens here. Pretty high up. And there's where Vandenberg is discovered.
What are you doing?
Laura?
What's going on?
Je ne sais pas.
Laura!
Okay, so we know what happens here. We're going to move on. That key wasn't there before, so... And we're not sure where it came from, so let's rewind. And find out who stuck that key in there. Okay. Okay, Gustav did not put the key there. Okay, the key was already there. That was... Okay, there we go. Alright. Let's see here. There we go. So the key was already there. Let's go back to chapter 2. It doesn't matter who we follow.
And if you don't give me the combination?
I don't know. Was that key there before? Well, we're about to find out.
Search each.
You must leave this house.
I intend to, but not yet.
You must go. Mr. Tesla did not want you here.
Well, he's dead, so you can drop the act.
Yeah, so the key was there at the beginning. Never mind. But I do want to check out
The door, he changed the lock.
one other thing from this chapter. Just from the time she leaves him.
Wait. I know what happened. There's a second lock on that door.
A second lock?
Yes, it is electromagnetic.
What does that mean?
If you want to open it, you must turn off the voltage regulator for the whole house.
Where's the switch?
Outside. Go out the front door. Turn right.
I may be a fool, but I'm not foolish. The second I go outside, you tell the detective I'm trying to escape and he shoots me.
But, madam, you can trust me. I swear.
I can trust the man who's been lying to every single person here? No, you're going outside.
I do hope I'm not interrupting.
So yeah, that decided that.
Not at all, sir.
So that would
So you were
mean
just standing here
the...
in total...
That would mean that second lock is finally undone as of the third chapter. So, let's move here. And we're going to start, as usual, with Gustav. So, this goes from 6:58 to 7:10. So, this last part is roughly 12 minutes for each. So, we have, I think, 7 photos, 5 out of 10 news, 8 out of 9 notes, 5 out of 13 diaries, 18 out of 19 clues, I think. Are those all the clues? An old phone. Occult spells and curses. Okay. If I wanted to go by just the murder weapon itself, I would have to say currently my top suspects are Flora and Swan. And that's just going by this. Vanderberg is dead. Killed by Edison with this. That doesn't make Edison Tesla's murderer. Now, whether or not they'll pin Vanderberg's murder on him, I don't know. Let's find out. Alright, so like I start with him. Go for here. And start. So chances are this will probably be the last. This will either be the last part I do, or the second to last. Okay. Everyone is in the lab, so let's go there. Or I thought they were. I guess it didn't quite go that way. Okay, we still can't go in. There's the gun Flora had. Looks like it dropped off the thing. Okay. Before we continue looking at the guest, see what all they do, we're going to explore the house a little bit more. See what we didn't... anything that we didn't see. We've already seen that. So we're going to try and see if we can find any other notes, and we're going to explore the outside a bit. See if there's anything we can find that can help us pin a murderer. Of course, we already got this. Now, as far as I can tell, still, Flora and maybe Swan are the only one that know about this secret passageway. Let's see if we forgot something in here. There's the radio. Just looking through these objects. Now, as for other stuff that I've been doing, well, my book came out, so I'm glad for that. But more than that, as far as gaming wise, I've got quite quite a few stuff for Christmas I told for my last video. Okay. Let's go in here. And along with the other stuff that I said I'd plan on doing, okay, we've already had this one. That was Vanderberg's. Anyway, the two games that I played and beaten recently were, let's see here. First, South Park, The Fractured But Whole. I played through that. Really enjoyed it. I thought it was so much better than Stick of Truth, honestly. Stick of Truth had some more wilder moments, but I felt Fractured But Whole had the much better story. And definitely a lot more to say. Well, there's another journal.
The man on the radio told me to search beneath the house. He told me I would find a passageway carved deep into the bedrock of the island. And at the end of that passage would be a door. He was right. That door must have been sealed for 100 years. But when I opened it, I found a letter inside, addressed to me from him. In it, he told me what the room can do. And I believe him.
So, I think what we can gather from that is, let's see, I think what we can gather is that whatever that door is, it's behind the big metal door. I'm assuming. Okay. Go out here. Okay, I've already seen everything I think we can out of this area right here. Yeah, that's the cult book. Pretty sure we have everything here. There's a journal. Did we get that? Yeah, we got that. Here in the greenhouse, we don't see that much. We didn't see much of anything there except for a knife that Swan briefly considered pulling on Flora, seemingly. Okay, we haven't had this note yet.
Sarah Bernhardt knocks them dead. The famed actress took to the Paris stage last week, dazzling audiences with her interpretation of Shakespeare's Hamlet. Notorious theatre critic Benjamin Brantley praised her performance, saying, "This is a woman who knows tragedy. Is there any role she cannot play?"
I'd imagine tragedy is her best bet. Or her forte, I mean. Tell you what, for someone just exploring a house, this is actually a pretty neat house to explore. Okay, that's the indentured servant's contract. Make sure everyone is in their places. Obviously, we've done look through all that. Okay, that was on the table. We haven't looked at it before. I don't know. Supposedly, if you look at some of the evidence that was left on the table, it almost makes it seem like Edison was definitely the one that did it. At least that's what it makes it seem like. Okay. Yeah, I've been through here. Let's go upstairs now. This is Swan's room, I believe. Honestly, despite being, if this is Swan's room, let me check here. Yeah, this is Swan's room. Despite, being dentures, despite this, how small the room is, it's actually not a bad looking room. I mean, if I didn't have so much stuff, I actually wouldn't mind having a room like this. If I was, well, I can't go in there, can I? Oh. Yeah, that's one room we definitely haven't gone through yet. We might go through it this chapter, I hope. Alright, let's go upstairs. Alright. There's one of the journals.
It has been challenging to divert resources for Mr. Westinghouse's project, so that I may build the Wardenclyffe Tower here in secret. But at last, it is complete. The hydroelectrics are almost in place, and soon the storm generator will be functional. Flora does not know why I am building these things, and so she cannot understand my impatience. But they are integral to making the room work.
Okay, nothing is left there. You know what? I'm actually really surprised that Gustav hasn't even looked there yet. I followed him all this time. I've never seen him once actually examine that. You'd think that would, from the way it's angled, it would actually throw some red flags. Other than South Park, I've also been playing, or I finished playing Dying Light, the regular campaign mode. There's also the DLC, but I'll do the DLC another time. For now, I'm just trying to get through as many of these games, longer games as possible, because school is about to start up, and I don't know how much time I'll have once it starts up. Now, generally at the beginning, strange. Those two books under that thing won't highlight, so. So I'm just trying to beat as many as I can. I think once school does start up, I'll still have more time on my hands because it'll be the very beginning of the semester. Now, that will be subject to change probably very quickly. But I'm going to try and definitely keep to my I'll definitely try to keep to my Saturday nights broadcastings, because I really missed doing that when I was going to school last semester. Funny thing is, I haven't ran into any of the suspects here. Ooh, something new, I think.
Miskatonic University, Arkham Library.
Wait.
Card number...
Miskatonic University, Arkham? Okay. Story time, people. I didn't know Miskatonic University was an actual thing. If it's not... I mean, if it is, then... yeah, there's no additional worries here. However, if it's not a real university, then we might be going to some Lovecraftian direction here. Because if I remember correctly, Miskatonic University is a university that Lovecraft invented, I believe. I'd have to go back and check, see if Miskatonic University is actually an actual place. But I don't believe it is. It was in Lovecraft's writings. And Lovecraft, for those who understand, was the one who basically developed the Cthulhu mythos. So, who knows? We may be getting into some Cthulian, Lovecraftian territory here. Just from that one thing alone. I'm actually kind of a Lovecraft enthusiast, so I know that name anywhere. Alright, let's see what it says now.
Miskatonic University, Arkham Library. Card number 1916. Name, Nikola Tesla. Address, 454 Angel Street, Providence. Book on loan, Necronomicon by Abdul El-Hazred. March 15th, 1937.
Okay, we're definitely getting into some Lovecraftian stuff. Necronomicon was developed in Lovecraft's writings, and Abdul was the was the Arab who created the Necronomicon in the Cthulhu mythos. We are getting into some weird stuff now. I did not think this would ever go this direction, but we're apparently going that direction. And I thought I couldn't get more surprised with this game than I already had with the nose thing and the implied and the playful incest that we're seeing earlier. But I was wrong. This could go places, and not very good ones as far as the characters are concerned. As it turns out, this game is just right up my alley. Alright, we're in the green room.
Nicola, how many tears must I shed? How desperate do you want me to be? Are you so inhuman that you cannot understand how I feel? You cannot keep me away forever. I am coming to the island again. This time I will not take no for an answer. Sincerely, Flora.
Okay. So from the looks of it, Flora was the only one who did not get an invitation to the island, apparently. That's just another reason that makes her one of my top suspects, along with Swan. Because Swan didn't need an invitation, he was already here. Flora did not have an invitation, which makes her all the more suspect.
Flora found the room under the house. In my excitement, I told her what it can do. That was a mistake. She wanted to use it, of course. But I forbid her. She was angry. I had to send her away. I need a new assistant who will not be tempted by what they might see here. It has been challenging to divert resources for Mr. Westinghouse's project so that I may build the Wardenclyffe Tower here in secret.
Okay. So, again, that's just more... That just throws more suspicion onto Flora. She found out what's downstairs. Tesla told her about it, and she wants to use it. My probable guess, which I'm almost certain, 100% certain on, she wants to use it to get her husband back, of course. But, of course, the one outlier here, the one variable that I have not been able to figure out, why would she kill him before finding out how to get through that door? There's Edison. But what is that machine right in front of him? Honestly, though, I can't rule out Edison either. I think there was rumors of possibly Edison being the one who murdered Tesla. But currently, if I had to place a number on him on the suspicious characters list, I would have to say he is third on the list, right behind Swan.
Mandy trial erupts in violence. The London florist Victor Mandy attacked and mutilated his own daughter in a packed courtroom today. Mary Mandy, age 7, was testifying against her father for the murder of her mother. Mr. Mandy was later sentenced to 26 years in prison.
So, he attacked her when she was 7. So that definitely explains why they don't recognize each other. There's a journal.
Experiment number 194. After some initial apprehension, Mr. Swan held on to the copper cables. But when the lightning struck, the charge burned his hands, just as it burned Flora's hands a few months ago. He was upset. Mr. Swan feels he has suffered in this house. I placated him with a promise that I would repay him in kind when I write my last will and testament. Pain will not stand in the way of discovery. We will repeat the experiment tomorrow.
Wait a minute. After some initial apprehension, Mr. Swan held onto the copper cables, but when the lightning struck, the charge burned his hands. Okay. So, Tesla gave Swan the promise that he would write in his will the money Swan would need. But it was only to placate him. In other words, Tesla had absolutely no intention of keeping his promise. So, take what you can from that, because it doesn't seem like Tesla was going to do... Tesla wasn't really that great of a person, personality-wise. If that was the case. Or in this case in the video game, that is. I don't know how he actually was in real life, but... Have I already been here? Yeah. Okay, there's Edison and Bernhardt. Okay, time is flowing as normal on the clocks. Oh, Mundy is here. The very fact that he's hiding out in there, I'm gonna watch him first. There's a journal.
Even in these private pages, I have not felt brave enough to write the true name of the man on the radio. I have been standing on the brink of the impossible, afraid to leap. But no more. His name is Nikola Tesla. He is me, and I am him. He is contacting me from my distant future, and he has a remarkable plan for us both.
Really? This is Vandenberg's room. Okay, I've looked through almost everything in the house now. Let me go through Edison's room real fast. Make sure I didn't miss any journals. You know, I kind of had a feeling it was actually Nikola Tesla, calling Nikola Tesla. So that was a twist I kind of did see coming. Alright. And... no, we can go through there. First, let's search the attic. Mundy, of course. This is an interesting photo. Yeah, there's a journal.
In the future, I'm an old man. In that future, a cancer has grown within me. And that old man says he is now ready to die. That is why he made me the offer, that we swap places. I, the younger man, replace the old. I live in his place and he in mine. He comes here to die, and I go forward to the year 1942. A future where technology is finally beginning to catch up with my dreams. This is how I get more time. I leave tonight. This will be my last entry.
Okay. That changes everything. I'm gonna say what I need to say here soon. But first, I want to try and see if I can actually get up there. Oh, yeah, I can. This is a cute little fox toy. Okay. Oh, I like this. I like this right here a lot. There's the umbrella. Wait a minute, one of them had an umbrella earlier. Vanderberg, I think. Was it Vandenberg had an umbrella? Or Gustav? Gustav, I'm sure, had an umbrella, but I'm not sure. Here's this machine. Look at all the water droplets. Okay. So, what we're going to do now, We're going to explore the island just a little bit. And then I'm going to explain what I've discovered here. Because this is becoming very Lovecraftian. Here's the outhouse. Okay, can't move there. So there's that. Let's look over there. There's a journal.
I remember writing these pages as a young man. I remember how my mind swam when I first heard my own voice on the spirit radio. And I remember that I thought I finally knew how I would die. Cancer. But I lied. The truth is, young Nicola, our death will be a little more complex than that.
So, I was going to say that the tests... Actually, that probably still is. Anyway, just to get my thoughts on everything right here. Because that's all we can do for now. There's still those rooms that are still sealed off from us. Until then, we'll just have to watch what the characters do. As usual, we'll start with Gustav. But at any rate, if we go by the journal entries in Tesla's diary, the Tesla right there is not the Tesla from this time period. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's not it, but somewhere, possibly somewhere around here, Tesla has the Necronomicon. That or he already... No, he wouldn't have been able to loan it out. It would have been under guard or let him in under a private room or something like that. But at any rate, if we go by the journal entries, that Nikola Tesla is the future Nikola Tesla. and he probably knew that this would be where he'd die. However, if we go by the new diary entry, the newest one, it's possible that he probably set all this up to make sure he dies, so that way young Nikola Tesla can go to the future and live. But then there's another variable to this situation. If that is not the old Nikola Tesla, but the old Nikola Tesla, but rather the one from this period, is it possible that he probably was murdered before he even got the chance? I don't know. We'll find out. But at any rate, we'll follow Gustav first, and then we'll follow Mundy.
Gustav, we've been here a quarter of an hour. Let me check the house again. We might have missed something. I don't think you should be drinking.
Oh, you're missing a lot.
What were you doing in the basement?
You told me to look around. You must know I had nothing to do with this. I'm the one who found him.
A deductive mind would see that as evidence of guilt.
Oh. Really? And what's your alibi?
When we arrived together, I didn't have time to search Tesla's body thoroughly. I was distracted. But later on, I had another look and I found this.
Yeah, your locket.
It's yours.
Hey, so doesn't she already have her locket?
Why would I make a duplicate of my own locket? Somebody is clearly trying to frame me, aren't they?
Give me back Mr. Tesla's gun.
For goodness sake, you can trust me. You said so yourself.
Give me back that gun!
I don't have it. I didn't feel safe carrying it around, so I hid it away.
Get it. Now. And don't take too long.
Boy, you're a mess, dude. So, you gonna say anything? So I'm gonna just sit here with you. Sighing with the weight of the world on your shoulders. And you've been drinking. One thing you said you wouldn't do. Oh yeah, one other thing I forgot to mention is since I beat South Park and Dying Light, currently I just started playing Persona 5. So that'll probably be one of the longest games I play all year. I'll probably be playing it all throughout the school year. So I'll just give my impressions of it at the end, whenever I finish it. If I remember to do that. About 7 o'clock. So, Gustav, any ideas? I don't know. By the way he looks at that paper, again, if we go by admission of guilt, then the answer would be Swan. If we go by pure motivation and how much she's been around him, you go with Floor. And if you go with his diary, you go with Tesla himself. Let's see what he figures out. Maybe he'll know some that we don't, or at least we don't have access to anyway. Oh, someone locked the door.
I, Victor Mundy, direct that all estates, inheritance, and other death taxes shall be paid as an expense of administration. Other death. Son of a bitch!
Oh, so what's going on? Who is he looking for? Is he looking for the butler? You got 8 minutes.
Rose water.
I'd like to know what kind of dots he's connecting.
Going somewhere, Mr. Edison?
I'm going to my room to lock the door and wait for the police. And once they take that Victor Mundy away, maybe I'll come out.
I thought you'd like to spend more time in the basement, lapping up a little of that Tesla genius. I had a revelation about those 2 words we found. Other death. You see, I don't think it was a prediction from beyond the grave, or even instructions for the killer. But I think you know that. Don't you, Mr. Edison?
What I know is, you're drunk, and you're grasping at straws.
You burned that document, didn't you? But thanks to Victor Mundy, I know what it was.
For goodness sake, go to bed.
If you die without a will, they will auction off everything you had. That means all of Tesla's inventions, all of his patents, all of his genius. It will all go on a nice little auction, where a thief like you can snap it up and put the Edison stamp on it. But what if somebody were to figure out your little plan and wanted to bid against you at the auction? You're wealthy, Mr. Edison, but you're not Vanderberg wealthy, and that's why you killed him.
And I'm sure you have all sorts of evidence to support this theory, don't you, Detective?
It's all about time. Time is the key to solving this case. Remember when first we met? I asked you to mark the hour of death of Mr. Tesla. You took out your pocket watch and said 6 o'clock. And right at that moment, the grandfather clock struck 6, which meant that your pocket watch and the grandfather clock were both on local time. Perfectly synchronized. But later when we went into the basement and I asked you to mark the time of death of Mr. Vanderberg, you said 11:45.
So what?
Well, When I went back upstairs a few minutes later, I heard the grandfather clock strike 7, which meant that your pocket watch was no longer on local time. Do you know
Oh,
where
yeah,
in the world
that watch.
it was 11:45 when you told me that?
Where?
Manchester, England, the hometown of Mr. Vanderburg. The place to which his pocket watch was set.
This is nonsense.
Is it? Turn out your pockets, Mr. Edison.
Even if I did kill him, why the hell would I take his pocket watch?
You can't put a steak in front of a wolf and expect them not to eat it.
Satisfied?
Other pocket. Give it to me.
Now, while this is going on, I will have to admit, he did notice that whenever Edison pulled out that pocket watch at 11:45, I did not notice that. But then again, I didn't have my own watch there, so I completely forgot about the timetable. So that would make sense in that aspect for him to figure out that Edison was Vanderburg's murderer. Of course, he got several things with his story wrong. We know that it was Swan who destroyed the will. What else did he say? Oh, that's awesome. Saying lightning like that. But I digress. Anyway, we do know that he did take the pocket watch. But we also know that it wasn't because... it wasn't necessarily because of the fact that Vandenberg had a whole lot of money planned on getting everything. It was more or less because of the poison. For some reason, he was... Despite him going through other people's things, drinking other people's wine, drinking other people's poisoned wine, for some reason, drinking that poison wine almost makes him delusional. Of course, we already knew that, but let's continue.
Stop!
Where does Edison plant thingy going? Is he even coming out?
Stop.
Am I supposed to believe you're going to shoot me?
Why is these two areas red?
How would you explain that to the police? Oh, I see. You never called them.
Because I know how easily you can fool a policeman. We all came here to make our mistakes undone. I cannot undo mine, but I can make sure it doesn't happen again.
And after you shoot me, I suppose you'll justify yourself to the law by showing them the only piece of proof that confirms your story. And then they'll have to believe you, won't they?
Do it.
Don't.
Do it.
No!
Haha.
Doesn't matter. I still have the locket. I don't know why you made a duplicate, but I know it proves something!
I've never seen that before in my entire life. Why don't you turn the gun on yourself? You're nothing but a drunk. A detective who let 2 murders happen under his nose. And me? I am the father of the modern age!
You killed that boy! And you killed Mr. Tesla!
Is that what you believe?
It's what I know!
Not exactly.
Men like you escape the gallows. But you're not escaping me!
Boom! Okay. Now, despite the fact that I believe Gustav was a good man, he kind of had that coming. I mean, you cannot, even though Edison did do it, Edison did the smart thing by throwing the locket away. And the fact that he didn't actually call the cops, it leaves him in the clear, even though he's not innocent. So we are at almost the time when we should stop. So instead, well, what time is it? It's 11:57. Yeah, I think maybe I'll just go ahead and finish this series tonight. I think I only need about roughly half an hour to 45 minutes. After that, I'll get back to playing some Persona. Okay, first, what I want to do... Since it was Swan here who just did that, you know what? No, I'll tell Edison. Alright, let's see where Edison was before all this happened. Okay. Continue.
Come with me.
What is it you want?
Listen, you helped me. Now I want to help you. I know who the killer is. When you were with the detective, I saw someone go down there with the boy, and they came up alone.
Who?
Who do you think? Victor Mundy.
Yes. Yes, of course. You're right. We need to kill him.
Precisely, yes.
Because we can't trust Gustav to protect us. They used to call him the detective so good they named him twice. But not anymore. I read in the papers, back in Sweden, Gustav caught a murderer. He had the man at gunpoint. But the killer persuaded Gustav of his innocence, and Gustav let him go. That man murdered 9 more women before he was caught again, so we won't rely on the detective. And when the police arrive, together, we say we killed Monsieur Mundi in self-defense.
Well then, it's agreed. We'll do that. Okay, so what if
I'll
we...
bring him to the roof. I'll keep his eyes on me. You wait until we're up there. And then you sneak up behind him.
Oh.
And you push him off.
Oh, things are gonna backfire on her so badly.
Perhaps it would be safer
No.
if...
Just the fall off the roof. You understand?
Okay. Okay.
Can I trust you?
Yes. Absolutely.
Is that a smirk on his face? Can't really tell. Alright, we'll fast forward here real fast till something happens. There's Mundi. Oh, wait. Let me move over here real fast. He's got a knife waiting for her. Is he actually going to go to the roof? Yeah, he's going.
Going somewhere?
And here's where everything went awry. Alright, now let's follow Mundi from the very beginning. Just by following Edison, we're basically following her as well, so... I have no idea what that trophy was for. It must have been for a scene we just haven't seen yet. Okay. Start.
I know you can hear me. I know you can. This is my hour of need. Give me a sign. Show me what to do.
You must know I had nothing to do with it. I'm the one who found him. Oh, really? And what's your
If you're not going to help me, then strike me down. Because men like me don't get away with things like this. They'll put me to the gallows this time. They'll hang me. Is that what you want?
Why would I make a duplicate of my own locket? Somebody is clearly trying to frame me, aren't they? For goodness sake, you can trust me. You said so yourself. Give me back that gun! I don't have it. I didn't feel safe carrying it around, so I hid it away.
You want me to run away with her?
Don't take too long.
That's right, isn't it? Of course. I'll pack her bags and ask her to run away with me. And she'll come.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. The sign itself might be real, but your interpretation is slightly off key in terms of the, you know, being related and all. She being your daughter. Here, wait a minute. What is this? Looks like a passport. Yeah. 3261-923. So, did you just find this on the ground? Oh yeah, that's right, she set her things down right there. Now do you realize that's right. She's your daughter. You probably couldn't.
Bitch.
I'm not very comfortable with the sounds he's making.
Size is what you want. Okay. Okay. So this is what you want. Okay. I've been looking for you.
I've been looking for you too. I know who killed them.
Is that right? And who might that be?
Swan.
The butler. Of course.
We must hide from him until the police arrive. I know of a safe place. I'll show you.
This is gonna get interesting. If I've seen one confrontation go down, better to see a second one. So I wonder if we're gonna see a third with
Stop.
Swan and
Where are you taking us?
The roof.
The roof.
This house is full of secret passageways. He could ambush us from anywhere, but he cannot do that on the roof.
Very clever.
I just want you to be safe.
I feel exactly the same way about you. Let's go.
it's kind of funny.
It's locked. We must get through, break it open.
1 second. I didn't even notice all this. Can I even touch any of it? Nope. It's a nice little hideaway, though, for stuff.
That attract the attention of the killer.
We must be on the roof to signal to the police when they arrive.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Now, right now, it seems like he just wants to finish off what he started. Her, on the other hand, she's just being manipulated by Edison to frame Vanderberg. Frame him for Vanderberg's murder. There we go.
My hero.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Umbrella's going to come in handy around here. So, who will strike first? Take your bets.
Come.
My bet is on her.
Such a magnificent view.
Yeah. I can see everything clearly.
Let's wait here a moment, huh?
Use your real voice.
Pardon? What do you mean?
Use your real voice.
Ooh.
I see. Use the real voice.
No, no, pause. Accidentally pressed the wrong button there. Wrong time. Gotta get back up to the roof. Okay. Edison and Gustav are still talking right here.
I see. Use the real voice. You ungrateful little bitch.
Please! Mr. Edison, please!
That's it. I'm waiting for that voice. I've longed for that voice. You almost fooled me. You changed your accent. You changed your hair. You changed your face. But I know who you really are now. I can see ya. I realize now. You're the son that I've been waiting for. You're a gift. You're my mistake to make, Anton.
Yep, I knew it. Electrocution. Little twitching there from the body. So is she gonna die?
Show's over.
Are you using all your strength to be able to stand? Certainly looks like it. No, I think she'll live from that. It's in there, but it's not hitting a vital organ. Or at least I don't think it is. It looks way too high for it to hit a lung, or I don't know. It might have punctured a lung slightly, but I don't think it's high enough to actually do that, or low enough to actually do that. End of chapter 4. So is there a 5th chapter? No. At least not yet. I think we have to see all the endings before we get to chapter 5, if there is one. So, let's go ahead and finish her portion. Oh, wait a minute, yeah. Yeah, we were with her through all of it. Then we were with Mundi through all of his. We just didn't watch him for that little time span right there. Or follow, I mean. Vandenberg has been, well, where he's been this entire time. Gustav, we know where he is, basically. Unless we're wrong, of course. Okay. So we're going to follow Flora here. We don't know where Swan is. We don't know where he is anywhere until the very end there.
What were you doing in the basement?
So chances are she'll meet up with Swan. And we may get a third confrontation.
Gustav, we've been...
Now, we do know that magnetic door is finally open. We may find Swan down there. Let's move a little bit faster, please. Because I want to play some Persona. Check around. That's right. Again, the gun came off the door when the magnetic lock was opened. And there's Swan.
Wait. Stop. I need the gun. I know who the killer is.
He may end up just killing her.
I just want to get inside this room.
Two people are dead. An innocent boy is dead. Imagine how his father will feel.
His father? I imagine he'll feel like it was all his fault. If you love someone, you must protect them. Or you'll be doomed to avenge them. Godspeed, Mr. Swan. I hope you find your peace out there.
I hope you'll find yours in there.
Will he do it? Will he aim? I think he might.
Goodbye.
Nope. Apparently their alliance was a real one. But now, the big reveal. We didn't see Flora at all throughout the mansion, other than that one part, so.
Letter. Tesla to Elon Musk. My dearest Mr. Musk, you do not know me, but I have a gift for you. Travel to the France-Switzerland border near Geneva. Go to latitude 46.234035 north, longitude 6.05245 east, and start digging. The modern world is ravenous for energy. I have spent more than a lifetime creating a way to satisfy that hunger forever. My time is up, so I urge you to switch it on. Namaste, Elon. Nikola Tesla.
So, did Tesla find a time portal? Oh, this is...
I knew it! I knew it!
Is it a time machine? Hey, wait a minute.
I know it's horrible.
She did do it. She is the murderer. I think that clinches it. But let this play out.
What one of those awful people did to Nicola. But if they hadn't... Oh, Richard, we never would have got here at all.
I mean, unless someone else grabs that. Because currently, I don't see that happening.
I'm almost there, my love. Don't be afraid.
I think you need to throw the switch. Switch. Pause. Let's look around here for a second. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Ah, yes. Clue.
Obituaries. Louis Le Prince, age 49, who went missing some years ago, has been declared dead by virtue of absence. He was an ingenious man, often seen tinkering with his homemade contraptions. He was consumed by his desire to work for famed inventor Thomas Edison. He leaves no family.
You do see the big machine right here, do you? Yes, finally.
Work, goddamn you!
It probably needs a bit of time to warm up.
What I have to do?
Welcome to the past. Welcome to the past. So she is, I do believe she is indeed the murderer. Wasn't quite how I expected, but you know what? Time travel screws things up when it comes to investigations. Which is a whole nother factor. And she's about to get into her argument with Tesla. She's about to commit the perfect murder, and she doesn't even know. But the reason why she's going to kill him is because anger. Anger for not being able to go back in time far enough to save her husband.
Oh my God.
And of course, since she killed Tesla, she has no way of getting to the specific time she wants to.
Hello, Nicola.
Hello, Flora. Nice to see you again. You should leave.
I know that gun is empty.
Why didn't the room take me where I wanted to go?
Because you don't know how to use it.
Then tell me how.
My answer to you will always be the same. Your husband died saving the lives of 10 other men. If you go back and stop him going to war, those men die instead, and you hand your suffering to 10 other wives just like you. So no, I will never tell you how to use my room.
And there we go.
You will only get inside this house again over my dead body. You'll have to kill me.
I think I already did. Sorry.
So we know who killed Nicola. My top suspect all along. I knew it was Flora, just couldn't exactly pin it down how. I just knew. Let's say end of chapter 0. And of course there's a chapter 0. Where we saw all of Flora. We saw some of Tesla. And we don't know any of the others. So, for now, we're going to go ahead and go back to Swan here. See where he was. We're going to end this chapter on him. And then next time, we're going to see the rest of chapter 0.
We must hide from him until the police arrive.
I had a revelation about those 2 words we found. Other death.
Wait. Stop. I need the gun.
Okay. Let's go back to his beginning, see where he's been, because I didn't find him at all during the beginning. So, my first guess was the correct guess. Flora killed Nikola Tesla. Yeah, I'm good. But, of course, time travel would just throw a wrench through the whole thing. Okay, that makes sense. Pause. Get a little closer here. Can I get those keys? No.
Hello, my name is Oliver Swan. I am on Heston Island, and there has been another murder. Can you hear me? Please, connect me to the mainland police station. Yes, police. The mainland police station. I am calling from Nikola Tesla's mansion on Heston Island. There has been another murder.
And this is where he finds out that Gustav never called the police.
To report the first murder, and now there has been another. Oh my God. It's him. He never made the call because he kills them both. He murdered the boy.
And he thinks Gustav killed him.
You must come immediately. We have a killer on the loose.
Actually, we're gonna do one last thing other than covering Swan's side here at the end, because there's still one last final piece, really important piece to the puzzle that we might as well just go and take care of. Been through this part. He gets the gun. He's gonna go after Gustav. So we have Swan on the prowl for Gustav.
No, please.
Seems to be locked in place. Let's fast forward this a little bit. It's going to be a gunshot that'll warn him. Now, I have a prediction, but I'll make that after we finish with after we finish with this.
I'm sorry.
You'll probably come to the window and see what's going on from there. Yep. Run, Swan, run!
Oh, no, you don't.
Boy, and you killed Mr. Tesla.
Is that what you believe?
It's what I know. Men like you.
Oh, so he's right there the entire time behind me.
Gallows. But you're not escaping me.
Here, let me rewind that. And out of sight he goes. 1 second. There we go.
Are you all right? You should come inside.
End of chapter 4. Okay. Last thing we do tonight. And it's on Tesla. My prediction is that the Tesla that Floor kills is in fact future Tesla. Because he knew that he was going to die there. He knew Floor was going to be there and she was going to kill him. That is my final prediction. So let's see what happens.
Hello, Nicola.
Oh, no, you don't.
So, let's see if my final prediction comes to pass. Alright, Nicola, spill it. Are you future Nicola or present Nicola? Are you just waiting to die?
I know you're in there. Open the door. Nicola!
Flora. You came all this way for the same answer.
Nicola, please. Please.
You are trespassing on this island.
You must let me in.
Understand me. You will only get inside this house over my dead body.
Future Flora is over there.
Leave. Now.
Why won't you help me?
I am helping you.
Why these people? Why let these total strangers make their mistakes undone when I'm begging you, Nicola?
Because undoing their mistakes doesn't hurt anyone else.
It hurts me. Be a good man, goddamn you! Be a good man. I'm going. May God strike you down.
Hello, Flora. Nice to see you again. You should leave.
I know that gun is empty.
Why didn't the room take me where I wanted to go?
Because you don't know how to use it.
Then tell me how.
My answer to you will always be the same. Your husband died saving the lives of 10 other men. If you go back and stop him going to war, those men die instead, and you hand your suffering to 10 other wives, just like you. So no, I will never tell you how to use my room. You will only get inside this house again over my dead body. You'll have to kill me.
I think I already did.
So the question remains, is that the older Nicola or the present Nicola? My current guess is that, let's see here, got 12 out of 13 diaries, 9 out of 10 photographs, 8 out of 10 news. My guess is that no, that was present Nicola. But the theory still stands. So, at any rate, the credits. I want to thank all of you for watching this Let's Play of The Invisible Hours. It's a really interesting game, a very, very intriguing VR game. And something that can definitely only be experienced. And it had me thinking like a detective. And I was right. Granted, time travel did throw a few wrenches there, but throughout most of my investigation, I always had Flora as my top suspect, and I was like, I want to say 80 to 90% certain that she was Nicola's killer. The pieces were there. Just that with time travel involved, putting them into place was just difficult. Just made things difficult. Then there's another question you have to ask yourself. After past Flora killed, or after future Flora, I mean, killed past Nicola, where is she now? Where did she go afterward? Don't know. We'll have to see. To anyone trying, don't give up. So I'm just gonna say, it's a great VR game for anyone to try. Always accepting my truth. It's highly creative. I really enjoyed this Let's Play. And all I have to say is, can't wait to do some more Let's Plays with a bunch of other stuff. I'm thinking about doing a walkthrough of Resident Evil 7 for VR, but that's down the road, probably a long time down the road, because I have so many other things to do Let's Plays of. Only reason why I mention doing a walkthrough instead of a Let's Play is because I've already beaten Resident Evil 7 in VR. Definitely one of the best VR experiences you can ever have. It is a true AAA VR game. And it was made specifically with PlayStation involved, with PlayStation in mind. So, that's a plus for PSVR owners. Thank you for being part of the play, The Invisible Hours. Okay. Well, have a good night. It's probably about 1 o'clock right now. So just get some rest. Stay frosty. Have a good night, everybody.